Most people have probably felt a little bit sleepy behind the wheel. I'm sure you have, but what you may not realize is that drowsy driving is a very common cause of crashes. Early Show correspondent Melinda Murphy has details. Good morning, Melinda.
Good morning, Hannah. A disturbing study from the National Sleep Foundation found that 2 out of every 10 drivers actually admitted to falling asleep behind the wheel. That's an estimated 32 million people a year. Unfortunately, some will live with the consequences for the rest of their lives.
She was my partner for 33 years and gone, just like that.
Tom Callaghy and his wife Janie were on their way home from a competition with their dogs when their van crashed and flipped upside down. Tom was not injured.
Janie's arm was lying on the ground in front of me. I could just barely reach it, and there was no sound from her. I couldn't tell whether she was breathing, so I reached out to check her pulse, and I didn't find any pulse.
Janie was dead, killed by a man who fell asleep behind the wheel. That man was her own husband, Tom. Drugs and alcohol were not involved, and he wasn't speeding.
We've all gotten drowsy while driving, as I had, and you get through it. It's that belief that you're going to get through it again that kills.
No, you can't imagine. Until you go to morgue and identify your child, then you can imagine what it's like. Up until then, you can't imagine what it's like.
Carol McDonald's daughter, Maggie, was also killed by a drowsy driver.
He hadn't slept for 30 hours, and he knew he was too tired to drive. He had a choice. He could have pulled over at that point, chose not to. Finally, he crossed 3 lanes of highway and hit Maggie and killed her.
Maggie was just 20 years old.
My other 3 children lost their baby sister. Her boyfriend was the love of his life. He put a diamond ring in her finger. She lay in a coffin. All her friends are devastated. My husband had a stroke after he identified her body. Nobody's life is the same after this.
More than 100,000 crashes a year are caused by drowsy drivers, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, leaving more than 70,000 people injured and more than 1,500 people dead.
We believe those numbers are greatly underestimated, and the true number could be 3 to 4 times higher than that.
Daryl Drubnik of the National Sleep Foundation has studied the results of sleep deprivation on driving.
After 24 hours of being awake, a person actually had the same impairment as someone who was 0.10, legally drunk in all 50 states.
Tests similar to these show that fatigue is indeed an impairment. When you're tired, your brain crashes, and your vehicle might crash too.
When you are behind the wheel of a car, it is a 3,000-pound killing machine, and if you are not fully alert, you can either kill someone else, kill yourself, or do jail time.
But jail time is far from automatic, as Maggie's mother learned.
He received a moving violation, a $200 fine, and a suspended 6-month sentence, which if he hit a tree, he would have received the same punishment.
So Carol set out to change the law. In August of 2003, Maggie's Law was signed in New Jersey, making it the only state in the country with a drowsy driving law.
We now have Maggie's Law.
The law says if you wait 24 hours or longer and kill someone, you can be charged with vehicular homicide. It's recklessness in the state of New Jersey.
A law like this would not apply to Tom, who had slept 7 hours the night before his crash. But that does not ease his guilt.
I'm responsible for the death of somebody else. And that's pretty hard to take.
Other states may follow New Jersey's example. A bill before Congress would provide financial incentives to states that adopt drowsy driving measures.
If you're talking about legislation, how do authorities prove that someone's drowsy at the wheel?
It's a little controversial because there's no device such as a breathalyzer for alcohol, but they can look for telltale signs like lack of skid marks, and they can also go back and investigate a driver's past 24 hours.
A lot of times when people are sleepy behind the wheel, they crank up the music or maybe they roll down the window. Are those measures effective?
No. The only thing that really works is sleep. So what you need to do is pull off the road and take a nap and drink some caffeine.
All right, Melinda Murphy, thank you very much.
While battling breast cancer 10 years ago, Mary Ann Sinclair decided that if she survived, she would find a way to comfort other people fighting for their lives. And as Early Show correspondent Melinda Murphy found out, patients at a Texas hospital have been smiling ever since.
Never, ever in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that my daughter, we had cancer.
For 2 years, Jimmy Garrett's daughter Carrie battled bone cancer.
This book's all hers. She put this together before she died.
She did. In it, there are pictures of women who made Carrie smile even on her darkest days. A group of volunteers called Clowns Who Care.
No matter how bad she was feeling, she always had a smile when they came in. They brought a lot of joy into our lives.
Aiming to brighten the days of sick children, Clowns Who Care visits Driscoll Children's Hospital twice a week. The group was founded by Mary Ann Sinclair.
It's the hardest thing any of us have ever done. It's the best thing any of us have ever done.
Sinclair came up with the idea while she herself was battling breast cancer.
The whole time I kept thinking, I really want to do something to give back if I survive this. And there was a clown in the hospital, and I just loved her. She was darling, and that's the way it started.
So Sinclair, who happens to be a fashion designer and real estate agent, began to make the transition, signing up for clown school, a secret she kept from her buddies until the day she graduated.
And there's the crowning touch, the nose.
The nose.
At first, her friends made fun of her, but it wasn't long before they decided they wanted to put smiles on other faces too.
Come on, JJ, catch your face.
Now there are 23 clowns in the group and 30 on the waiting list. Every one of these women juggles her professional and private life with their clowning. For example, Sassy the Sheriff's real name is Catherine Childers. She was one of the nation's first female Secret Service agents, appointed while John F. Kennedy was in the White House.
John and Caroline were my charges, and I was fondly called the pistol packing nanny.
Nowadays, she runs her own PR firm and is putting together a book. But more important to Catherine is her clowning.
I've always said my first life in the Secret Service was like being a mouse in the pocket of history. Now I'm a mouse in the pocket of smiles. I've made a lot of difference, but not one-on-one. This is a one-on-one deal.
Many of the women draw on their own personal experiences to help them with the kids. Take Linda Early, an anesthesiologist at another hospital. Around here, patients call her Dr. Feelgood. In both roles, she uses humor to put the patients at ease.
You didn't smile?
There are skills that overlap for sure.
You just have a different outfit on.
Quite different.
You'll be coming around.
All the women come up with their own personalities. Then the costumes are made by Sinclair's design company. And boy, are they a hit.
You could give him a kiss.
Little Kayla was hospitalized almost 24 times last year.
Is it important for them to come?
Yeah, it is, because it makes them happy. And it cheers them up when they're feeling bad.
And what about you?
Yeah, because I get down a lot, too.
The very first time you walked into the hospital to do this, were you prepared for the emotions that go with it?
No, not at all. Not at all. I wasn't prepared for children that are dying. I wasn't prepared for children that had had brain surgery. I wasn't prepared for small babies that had cancer. I wasn't prepared for the tears afterwards.
Adios.
But the heartache is definitely worth it. In fact, the women often say they get more than they give.
Do you want to see? Do you see? See, that's what's going to happen to you.
The day we were there, it was Carol Zanetti's first day back as Ladybug after taking time off to battle cancer herself.
I've thought about them a lot when I've been in the process of doing some of the things that have frightened me, and I've remembered their courage in it, and it helps a lot.
And the women have gained something else in all this, something they never expected, a sisterhood among themselves.
We've been through deaths, we've been through illnesses, we've been through weddings. They just show up and do it.
Because that's just the kind of women they are, women who make a difference. Just ask Jimmy Garrett.
I envy them having this job. If I could bring joy to any person on any given day like they do, I would love to have that job.
For The Early Show, Melinda Murphy, CBS News, Corpus Christi, Texas.
Most of these women have formal training as clowns, but Mary Ann says all you really need is a good heart and the ability to put on a red nose. A great story.